3 more great Kelowna courses, hitting balls with Philadelphia Flyers star Scott Hartnell, and another tip from Sean Foley.
This is SCOREGolf, the voice of Canadian golf. SCOREGolf is brought to you by Molson Canadian 67, official beer of the PGA of Canada, RBC Canadian Open, and Canadian Women's Open. Tailor-made golf, the #1 driver in golf. GolfKelowna.com, 20 courses, from easygoing to ego-shattering. Now, here's your host, Bob Weeks.
Hello, Canada, and welcome to another edition of SCOREGolf TV. Well, today we're out in Kelowna to visit some more of the spectacular golf out in this region. We're going to show you some beautiful golf courses where you can come and plan your next trip. We'll also have a tip from Tiger Woods coach Sean Foley a little bit later in the show, and I'm going to tee it up with one of the Philadelphia Flyers' most popular players, Scott Hartnell. Let's get things started this week on SCOREGolf TV.
Prospective, meeting today's PGA Tour stars.
Every year, national championships represent the pinnacle of golf events in individual countries. Whether it's the US Open, British Open, or the RBC Canadian Open, tournament organizers often set up a golf course for a firm test worthy of such a significant event. We asked a few PGA Tour pros how they prepare when they know a stiff challenge awaits.
Well, when you show up at these tournaments where you know the setup is going to be much more aggressive than other tournaments, you kind of get yourself into par mode. I mean, you tap yourself on the shoulder every time you make a par, and it's a mental battle throughout the week. You can always get a pretty good score out of the course because the setup are usually, fair enough to do so, but you need to hang in there for the most part in the week and just wait for that little stretch of holes where you're going to make the most of it and end up in a decent score here and there.
On the PGA Tour, we're not used to par being a good score in every hole. You want to force the issue. You want to try to make some birdies, and you just can't do that at the US Open. Now, the British Open's a little different in that if it's rained a lot, the rough's going to be high and thick, and if it hasn't rained, I think that tournament usually is dictated more by the weather, and not only the week of the tournament, but a lot of times in the months leading up to the events.
Well, first thing you have to learn the course. Usually it's a new golf course, so we have to kind of learn that. And second thing is just not overcomplicate things, not overthink it. I've won on some of the biggest tournaments in the world, so I know that. I know I can beat the best, so I just have to go out there and let my game kind of do the talking and just allow it to happen, and not force anything.
The biggest thing is being well rested and going into it knowing it's going to be a grind. Realizing what the golf course demands of you physically and mentally. I think going into a US Open or British Open or Canadian Open or whatever it may be, knowing that the golf course is probably going to win. When it comes to the grand scheme of things, you have to shoot a lot of scores that are going to be right around par is a good score, and go in there with that mentality.
You just prepare the way you prepare for every other tournament. You want every part of your game to be sharp, putting, chipping, driving. Mentally, I think they're the hardest tournaments that there are, just because they're so tough. It's very easy to get down on yourself quickly if you have a few birdies, and that's where it's most important to mentally be strong and not let the little things worry you.
The little things are what these toughened courses thrive on, often blurring the edge between difficult and unfair. Do these national championships go too far to make conditions excessively difficult?
I think the host tournament can do whatever they want to set the golf course. At the end of the day, we got 144 guys teeing it up that are trying to shoot as low score possible, and we're all playing the same golf course, so however they want to set up is fine with me. I'm happy to go out there and compete and see what I got.
It does make it tough, but it's a US Open or an Australian Open or a Canadian Open or British or whatever it might be. So they want it to be a tough test, and they want the best player that week to win, and I think Rosie was the best player in the US Open, and I'm sure the best player will win at the other national championships.
Yeah, why not? It's not like we play very aggressive setup throughout the year. If it happens 2 or 3 times during the year, okay, so be it. We're the best players in the world, and we should be able to play very hard golf courses. I know winning courses around par and everything just looks a bit odd, but why not? It's not like we do this every week.
Teeing up Team Canada, reviewing Canada's national golf program. Brought to you by RBC. Let us help you make your mark.
The RBC Canadian Open is starting up this week, and the National Championship will feature numerous former national team players teeing it up at Glen Abbey. Heading up that list is the top Canadian on the PGA Tour, Graham Dillette. Recent Team Canada graduates, Albin Choi, Mackenzie Hughes, and Eugene Wong, all received exemptions into the field. Hughes is a two-time Canadian amateur champ, and Choi was last year's low amateur at Hamilton. Adam Hadwin, who won the Rivermead Cup for low Canadian in 2010 and 2011, will tee it up for the fourth time at the RBC Canadian Open. No Canadian has won the RBC Canadian Open since Pat Fletcher did it in 1954. Coming up, we'll take you to 3 beautiful Kelowna golf courses. Several years ago, ScoreGolf magazine put together a list of the best cities for golf in this country. We put all sorts of numbers into a computer, and it spit out that the best city for golf in this country is Kelowna, British Columbia, this beautiful spot here. And it's not hard to see why when you have courses like this, Shannon Lake. Let's show you this course and a few more here in Kelowna. Shannon Lake Golf Club plays among towering pines and moderate elevation changes, and although it may look short, it always ends up being a true test for every golfer.
At 6,300 yards, I don't think anybody's going to be overly intimidated if they look at the scorecard online and go, gosh, you know, I'm going to tear this golf course up. There definitely are a lot of places out here for a player to make birdie, but it's extremely difficult to play this golf course without making a bogey or a few. So, you know, a well-treed golf course, but again, plenty of room to hit driver. I just would suggest it's really an entertaining golf course.
Tragically, just 2 months ago, a fire burned down the clubhouse. But remarkably, this misfortune has brought the community closer.
The really neat thing here is we've got a membership that are very cooperative. You know, they do care about each other, and so I think the rebuild is going to be very exciting. There'll be a lot of input, and you know, it's going to modernize the facilities, that's for sure, but I think it's going to serve to bring people together.
The course layout is stunning, but there are a couple of holes that will really turn heads and make the golfers think on the tee box, starting with the 12th hole.
Par 4 plays about 340 yards. Again, there's some bombers out here that like to go after it. You know, it's a hole where, you know, I think it's advisable just to hit a mid-iron and you know, try to find your way onto the green from about 140 yards out. Again, very scenic. You know, some nice views at that part of the golf course as well. You can see down to Lake Okanagan. Again, really a nice, short, drivable par 4, very picturesque. 17, about a 425-yard par 4. The lake runs the entire length down the right-hand side. Really, to play 17 well, you just have to keep your golf ball dry. You're much better off hitting your golf ball into a bunker, you know, rather than, you know, rinsing a couple. There's a lake on the right-hand side, but once you get up to the green site, of course, you've got a big pond in front. So again, anything you can do to keep your golf ball dry is going to keep you from making a big number at 17.
Shannon Lake Golf Club is more than just a challenging and fun round of golf. It's a beautiful walk in mountainous terrain with some spectacular views of Okanagan Lake, enough to leave you clamoring for more. At the Kelowna Golf and Country Club, you better pack your short game. Playing right around 6,300 yards, scoring on this course favors those who can handle the flat stick, not necessarily the big stick. Creativity can also become a factor on a track that dates back to the 1920s, but has certainly improved with age.
It's a very classic golf course. It's not too long for most players. It's got a lot of character, a lot of natural lay of the land features, not a lot of dirt moved around here, and it's a lot of fun to play. Because it's not a long course, it does have some sort of quirky, tricky stuff here and there, and even though we've had some great players, sometimes scores aren't that low for such a short golf course, so you really have to know where you're going.
Guests are welcome to tee it up at the semi-private club 6 days a week, an opportunity many take advantage of. Bordered by tall pines, it's one of the most scenic and historic courses in the valley, a statement that especially rings true on the front nine, where the Doverth Cliff hangs over several holes. But making the turn is when players will begin to see the growl of this old beast.
Number 10 is just probably the best par 4 on the whole course. It's a little bit of a roller coaster, flat tabletop green, and got some good length and some trees to it. So it's premium on your drive, and you got to be accurate with your approach. And it's a difficult green, that's for sure.
Just a couple of holes later, the picturesque 12th hole leads golfers to a tough island green. Reminiscent of the famous number 17 at TPC Sawgrass, the green and its protective water hazard are the climax to a long and winding par 5. The distinctive layout adds an element of fun, with accuracy obviously a key.
Number 12 has changed over the years with technology. It's now a long par 5 that you can go at a little more than you ever used to be, but typically it's a 3-shotter. Good drive up the left side to open up a shot out to the right and down the hill to the right, so that leaves you with the flattest, straightest approach into the big island green.
An outstanding course, Kelowna Golf and Country Club offers golfers an exciting 18 holes every time out. After this break, we'll play a hole with Philadelphia Flyer Scott Hartnell. Well, one of the great things to do when you're not playing golf here in Kelowna is to come and visit many of the wineries, such as this place here, Mission Hill. This is a fabulous spot, fabulous blend right here in this glass right now. In fact, I'm going to taste this while we show you around this beautiful winery. Mission Hill Family Estate is located in the heart of British Columbia's breathtaking Okanagan Valley wine country. The wineries produce some of the finest Chardonnay in the world thanks to the extraordinary vision of proprietor Anthony Van Mandel and winemaker John Symes, and is a destination that offers so much more than world-class vintages.
We're very proud to be one of the magnets, one of the major attractions in Okanagan wine country. Whether we're here to play golf, to find a great meal, to use 200 miles of lakeshore. The end of the day, when you're done with whatever fun things you can do in all 4 seasons in the Okanagan, we'd love for you to come and visit. Whether you come to taste, to purchase, or just to enjoy the panoramic view from what is really a hilltop. We're about 100 meters above the lake level of Lake Okanagan, with vineyard and mountain views, orchards all around us. We celebrate wine, food, and the arts. So we'll cook you an amazing meal in an outdoor alfresco setting. Our terrace restaurant has been named as one of the top 5 winery restaurants in the world. The underground cellar is 2 stories below ground, and it's gorgeous. With golfers such as Luke Donald, Ernie Els, and of course Mike Weir producing their own wines, golf and wine seem to have a natural relationship that Mission Hill Winery welcomes with open arms. We welcome especially golfers because they've already locked into a leisurely pursuit that involves specialized equipment, that is a hedonistic pursuit. And I think wine savvy, just the pleasures that are part of the actual consumption of wine, but also the culture that is linked. Fine dining, celebrating the arts, our concert series. So you can do an amazing day of golf in the Kelowna region of the Okanagan Valley, and come twilight, join us for a meal, join us for a summer concert. Whether you stay at 4 Seasons or Fairmont Gold Floor, Mission Hill is the guest experience you want to include.
The Tee Off Season is brought to you by Molson Canadian 67, proud sponsor of golf and the official sport of the Gaia.
Beautiful Kelowna, we're here at Tower Ranch, and look who I found here. Here's my victim today. I wish. Scott Hartnell from the Philadelphia Flyers. And Scott, thanks for coming out and playing. And you have had a bit of an extended summer or longer golf season this year. Didn't quite go as well for you in Philly this year.
No, it was disappointing. It was, the lockout, the shortened season. We didn't get off to the start that we wanted to, and unfortunately, I'm out here playing golf with you instead of playing hockey right now. But you got to make the best of what's given to you.
All right, you're famous for known as the Hartnell Down. I know that's your foundation name and everything. You don't fall down on the golf course, though, do you?
I haven't yet. I've taken a couple pictures on the green just to say I've had a Hartnell Down, but hopefully I can take you down today.
All right, I'm sure you can. All right, give it a whack here. Playing the big curveball. Very nice.
Bubba Watson.
Yeah, you got that pink driver. It goes with it. Very nice.
Not
Good
bad,
shot.
huh?
That's pretty good.
Nice shot.
The big hook, but it's out there. I got a chance. All right, let's go find him and hit him again. All right, Scott, Philly is known as the Broad Street Bullies town. I mean, it's a great gritty town. Does that still exist today? You still feel that kind of passion and the kind of toughness from not only the team, but the crowd?
Oh, absolutely. I think the best part about the Philly fans is that they want, you know, the team, the players to work hard and to be physical and, you know, to get rough and tough. And if you do that, win or lose, they're behind you. And that's probably the best thing about the city of Philadelphia and the fans. And, you know, when you do that and you work hard, you're going to get results too. So it's a good combination.
Well, it's on the green. Not real close. When you play in a town like that, though, when you play a style of hockey like that, what kind of toll does it take on your body?
A little bit. You get some bumps and bruises, obviously, and you know, it's all part of the game. That's why, you know, that's why, you know, the other guys here today love to play hockey. You love to, you know, feel the pain a little bit as long as it doesn't hurt too much. And you know, at the end of the day, the bumps and bruises, they don't hurt when you get a big W.
It looks pretty good. Over with me though. And the fans seem to love you. I think you're the only player in the NHL to have a wig night.
Yeah, I've never seen so many better-looking fans that day with good hair that day. So it's pretty cool, the city that does, you know, kind of accept me for who I am. I got it up in a bun today. I don't need it in my face golfing, but you know, it's all part of the deal.
Watch this. Oh! Did it too. Yeah.
That's called a tie.
Nice job. Nice job.
Nice
Way to go.
putt.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Our final stop in Kelowna is the Okanagan Golf Club, which is just a stone's throw from the Kelowna airport. It's home to two marvelous courses, as described by General Manager and all-around great guy Dan Matheson.
Well, the Okanagan Golf Club is a 36-hole facility. We've got two championship-length golf courses. One is a Les Ferber design, the Quail course. One is a Jack Nicklaus Golden Bear design, the Bear course. And basically you've got a golf destination all in one location, basically across the street from the airport, that makes for some great golf, some great adventure, and some challenging, fun, exciting, and good golf holes.
The Quail course is a Les Ferber design, which means golf strategy and shot values are paramount.
Because it's target style oriented, you get to hit every golf club in your bag. There are plenty of holes where you can take out the driver and bomb it, but there are a number of holes where you can be strategic off the tee. You can hit a fairway wood, you can hit a rescue, you can hit a long iron, depending on what you want into the green. And the next step from there, of course, from the fairway is deciding if you've hit it far enough to hit a high iron into a tight pin, if you've laid back far enough where maybe you have to hit a longer iron. There's some real strategy involved with the Quail because it's target oriented, and I think a real shot maker's golf course.
Thanks to great winter and spring weather, this summer Kelowna's golf courses are in prime shape.
This year the entire Okanagan Valley wintered wonderfully, and our two golf courses wintered the best they've wintered probably in the last 10 years. From tee to green, the fairways, the greens, the tee boxes are absolutely mint, and it makes for a great location to play some golf, especially if you want to play a lot of golf.
There may be no better place in Canada for a golfer's paradise than Kelowna.
Well, you may have heard that the Okanagan is not a bad place to hang out after a round of golf. From having wine on the deck or a refreshment on the deck to enjoying a fabulous meal out here, or even getting married out here. We do a number of weddings throughout the season. It's basically a one-stop shop for golf, weddings, meetings, banquets, all the important things in life from where I sit, and certainly you culminate that or combine that with all the beautiful weather in the Okanagan, and you've got yourself a great facility for all of the above.
When we return, a cool tip from Tiger Woods coach Sean Foley.
Johnny Walker presents Progress Your Game. Great game. Keep walking.
What we have here now is the sequence drill. And this kind of came out of obviously the opportunity of teaching so many people and seeing at the top of the swing just how absolutely violent the change of direction was with the golfers. I think the catalyst to this is a hit instinct. So rather than thinking of hitting at the target, we're more trying to hit the golf ball. So this is simply done. What you're going to do is take it to the top, pause for 2 or 3 seconds, and then start kinetically from the ground out and finish your golf swing. So what it does is it takes the momentum out, which helps us cheat it by making us start from a static position and do everything in sequence from foot to knee to the lateral movement to the arms working back down vertically onto the body, impact, and then the through swing. So you'll practice it like this. Okay, and you'll start to notice over time that the transition in your golf swing becomes a lot smoother is because your brain understands that it doesn't have to fire to create speed. Speed is just accumulated because all the proper things are happening with the body and the arms and the club and the downswing.
Hi, my name is Dan Matheson. I'm the executive golf professional at the Okanagan Golf Club in Kelowna, British Columbia. And I've got a golf tip for you today that is really going to help you around the greens. A lot of people near the green will try and play some shot that they've maybe seen maybe a Tiger Woods or a Phil Mickelson hit on the TV. A big, high flop shot. Looks spectacular, but a low percentage. My shot involves some lower lofted clubs and a putting style of chipping. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to take my 8-iron, step up to a golf ball, and rather than playing a traditional type of shot, straight armed back and forth, I'm actually going to put my putting grip on. I'm going to step up to the golf ball as if I'm putting in my regular putting stance. And as I set up and get ready, weight slightly forward, I'm actually going to hit a putt style of chip. The ball will roll on its way. The percentages are much higher than a flop shot or a tricky chip shot. And hopefully you end up with a short putt for par.
Week Speaks is brought to you by Bushnell, makers of the Pro 1M and Tour Z6 rangefinders.
Well, it's RBC Canadian Open time once again, and it is a beautiful time for our national championship. Yep, the Canadian Open is back at Glen Abbey. It's going to be a wonderful test, and we're going to have a great field there. Still, however, there are people who like to disparage our tournament. Yeah, you know what? It doesn't have the best date. We know it's right after the British Open. We know that some of the great players in the game don't show up. Tiger Woods for one and Phil Mickelson for another. But there are still a lot of great quality players, world-class players who are going to play our championship out at Glen Abbey. Matt Kuchar and Jim Furyk and Ernie Els and Graham McDowell, some big, big names. And of course, all our Canadians will be trying again to end this long drought. Graham Dillette and Mike Weir and David Hearn and Brad Fritsch and Stephen Ames, and a lot of young up-and-comers who will get their first taste of what it's like to play in the national championship. So folks, do me a favor. Stop complaining about what we don't have and start focusing and enjoying what we do have. It's a great national championship. Let's celebrate it. That's all the time we have for this week on Score Golf TV. Thanks to everybody out here in Kelowna. It has been a wonderful trip out here, folks. 20 great golf courses out here. Come out and try them all. We'll see you next time on Score Golf TV.
Thanks for watching Score Golf on TSN, the voice of Canadian golf. Score Golf is brought to you by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. Bob Weeks Clothing supplied by Ashworth.